So, what is the difficulty? Krishna is recommending these four things. Manmana bhava, always think of me. You manmana bhava madhava, you become my devotee. Unless you become devotee, you cannot think of Krishna. That is automatic. If you think of Krishna always, that means you are devotee. Otherwise, why a person wastes his time thinking of Krishna? He can think of business. He can think of so many other things. Only the devotee can think of Krishna. So, if you think of Krishna, then automatically you become devotee. Is there any objection?
No.
Who can think of Krishna always? Not always even think of Krishna. Unless one is devotee. And to think of Krishna, what is the difficulty? Is there any difficulty to think of Krishna? Thinking power we have got, we think somebody, our mind is never vacant. Always think something. We think of something always, 24 hours. That is mind's nature. So, if you simply think of Krishna, then your life becomes success. Where is the difficulty? The result is Mameva Shashi. By following this principle, thinking of Krishna, which means to become devotee. Manmana bhava madhyaji. Anyone who is devotee, naturally he will worship Krishna. The temple is there. We worship. Then manmana bhava madhyaji. Mag namaskuru. And worshipping Krishna means if you cannot do anything, you simply go and offer your obeisance. That's all. It is open to everyone. There is no restriction that such and such man can come and offer obeisance. No. Anyone. Man hi pathava pasviti. Jiri hi papa jona. Born in low-grade family, it doesn't matter. So, where is the difficulty? That we want to discuss. To become Krishna conscious, is there any difficulty for any person, anywhere, any part of the world? Let us discuss this point. You sit down properly. I say you, yes. So, discuss this point. What is the difficulty? Why people are not Krishna conscious? But the process is very simple. Manmana bhava madbhakta madhya. The result, don't divert in that. Mameva Shashi. What is the next line?
Mameva Shashi Yuktayam.
Yuktaiva. Yukta means connected. If you think of Krishna, if you worship him, offer obeisance, that means you are already connected. Yuktaiva. What is the Yuktaiva meaning?
Absurd. Being in
Then, read the whole line.
Mama Vaishati Yukvaivam Atmanam Matparayanam.
Atmanam, Atmanam means Krishna is the Supreme Atma. It's like we love Atma, every one of us. If there is some danger, then immediately we try to protect ourselves, protect his body from danger. Why? Why do you want to protect his body from danger? What is the reason?
They identify the body as the self, and the self is part and parcel of Krishna.
That is wrong conception, but actually because I am living within this body, I want to give protection. This is the fact. This guy one protects his country because he lives there, protects his house, protects his property, because he has utilization. Similarly, because we have got utility for this body, we give protection. But when the living entity is no longer there within this body, there is no question of protection. It is thrown out. Even his father, mother, or relative, they take the body and throw it. In a different way, the body is thrown out. It is no more important. So, that ultimately it comes that you love yourself. And you love yourself, but the self is the part and parcel of the Supreme Self. Therefore, you love yourself because you love the Supreme Self. So therefore, Atmana, what is that?
Matparayana.
Matparayana. Actually, everyone has got the loving propensity because he loves Krishna. That is natural. So Krishna says that simply by following this process, Manmanam Bhagavan Bhakta Manjaya Mame Vaishyas, you are trying to find out this supreme lovable object. So Mame Vaishyas. And let us live loving one another. This is the goal of life. And every one of us, we love Krishna, but we are missing him. Therefore, we are placing our loving propensity wrongly here. And we are becoming frustrated. Krishna says that if you simply follow this process, Manmana Bhavamat Bhakta, you come to me, come to your original lover. Where is the difficulty? To attain the highest perfection of life, where is the difficulty? Anyone can say that here is the difficulty.
You explained Bhagavatam Prabhupada. Bhogaishvaya perfectanam maya parita chetasam. To do so, to attach to material enjoyment and material opulence, the devotional service cannot take place. These can be one
because we
difficulty.
want material happiness, therefore there is difficulty. So, material happiness, we have got experience, it cannot give us satisfaction. Big countries, America, in Europe, and so many, they have advanced in material happiness. But actually, they are not happy. The material happiness cannot give us happiness. Happiness when we actually come to Krishna and love Him, happiness means also love. Either you love your family, or your country, or your society, or your wife, or children. By loving there is happiness. But this loving process is not giving us happiness. We are becoming frustrated. Therefore, the real lovable object being Krishna, if we make progress to that point, then this is Mami Vashasi Asanga. So, if this is concluded, then where is difficulty to execute Krishna consciousness? That is my point. Now it is concluded that if we come to Krishna and love Him, then that is the highest perfection of our life. Now, to attain that highest perfection of life, where is the difficulty? That is the point I have asked.
Only if one is envious of Krishna.
Then there is no question of love. That is another thing. But if you actually want to love Krishna, where is the difficulty?
There is no difficulty.
That is my point. If you don't want to love somebody, then there is no question of process.
Yes.
But if you know by loving such and such person you will be happy, then there is process, and the process is very easy and open to everyone. That is my point. Now discuss on this point.
Sometimes devotees, they want to love Krishna, but they fall down. They can't seem to...
They want to love Krishna, but they divert their love to other things. That is the difficulty. If you want to love Krishna, then follow this. Manmana bhava madbhakta madhyani. If you love Krishna, then why you are diverting your attention? You are worshipping deity, you are thinking of loving some woman. That's all. Why you are diverting? If you love Krishna, you are engaged in Krishna's service, decorate nicely. Why you are diverting your attention? That means I am not yet convinced. As I love Him, Krishna, I will be perfect. That is it.
In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yetamam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamya.
Everything is said there, we are discussing one point. That one is, if we are convinced, that requires education. Love, we are being frustrated every point. Now, when the perfectional point shall come, that is by loving the original objective. There are so many examples. Just like a child is not happy in another woman's lap, crying, but as soon as he comes to the lap of his own mother, he is immediate. So, we are trying to be happy so many ways, but we are not becoming happy. When we come to the real point of loving Krishna, love is there. I want to love somebody, everyone. But that is not being properly utilized. Therefore we are unhappy. So when you come to this stage of loving Krishna, then you become happy. This is the point. That is being instructed by our Krishna Consciousness movement. Now, to love Krishna, Krishna never said that In order to love me, you have to go to the factory or to work somewhere 50 miles away from your home. He does not say, simply, Manmana Bhagavad Bhakta Vadhyani. The question may be read that if I want to love Krishna, then how other things will go on? This question may be. Krishna never said that you have to go to the factory, earn money, and then you can love me. He never makes this condition. Is there any condition? Now, practical persons will say, if I think of Krishna always, then where from money will come? This question may be raised. I will answer it.
Krishna says, Yogakshemam Vahamya.
Find out this verse.
Ananyat Chintayanto Mam Yejanat Paripakshate Tesham Nityabhayuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. But those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have.
The same thing, this meditation is Manmana Bhagavad Bhakta, always think of Krishna. So those who are engaged in this way, always thinking of Krishna, worshipping Krishna. For such persons, Krishna says, Yoga Kemang Bahamyaham. I personally carry all the necessities of life. I personally carry. So my point is that here, in this new Mahapur, if you simply carry on this Manmana Bhagavad Bhakta, then all your necessities will come automatically. Don't bother. Carry myself. You get sufficient food, sufficient milk, sufficient fruits, flowers, all necessities. Simply you act on behalf of Krishna and think of Krishna. And don't bother about the necessities of life, it will be automatically supplied. Don't be disturbed from that point of view. Simply engage yourself in this business of Manmana Bhagavad Bhakta Vajjali. That is my point.
Srila Prabhupada, how are we to determine how much of our endeavor should be for our own personal
there is no personal. There is no personal endeavor. Just like these animals, they have no personal endeavor. They are depending on you. If you cut his throat, you can cut. And if you give his protection, you can give it. But the animal has no personal endeavor. That is full surrender. That is our position. Remain fully surrendered to Krishna and He will give you protection. That you are thinking how the animal will live, how these children will live. It is not the children's business, not the animal's business. He is fully surrendered, that's all. Manmana Bhagavad Bhakta. Other things will be done, Krishna says, Yoga Kemang Vahamya. I shall do that. Why your personal endeavor?
Sometimes if we are faced with a service we think is beyond our means, sometimes we hesitate to do it.
Manmana Bhagavad Bhakta beyond your means? That we have already discussed. It's not beyond your means. If you think of Krishna, how can you take it? What do you say? Beyond your need?
Cannot be checked.
It cannot be said. There's no question of checking.
If somehow Srila Prabhupada, someone falls down, does that mean that he did not want to love Krishna?
Yes.
If someone is doing some service which involves business, is he thinking of Krishna when he's thinking of that service?
Yes. If he is doing for Krishna, he must be thinking of Krishna. Just like somebody works in business or factory for the wife and children, he always thinks of them. Although he is working in the factory or in business, he is thinking of the welfare of his wife, children, family. Similarly, if he actually works for Krishna, he will think of Krishna.
How can the person with all material desires develop desire to love Krishna?
Material man, you love more Krishna automatically. Material desires will be finished. Because you do not love Krishna 100%, therefore material. The balance is filled up by material desires. Just like in a glass, there is some ink. And if you fill up with water, the full glass, the ink will vanish. There will be no more ink. It will be all white. Bhakti parishan bhava virakti annatrasya. To love Krishna means you have no more material. The percentage you are lacking, Krishna love, the percentage material desires are there. ЩrīCaitanyacaritāmṛta. If you love Krishna 10%, then 90% material desire. And if you love Krishna 90%, 10% material desire. And if you love Krishna 10%, there is no material desire. So if you love Krishna 24 hours, 10%, simply thinking of Krishna and offering obeisances, worshipping, then where is the possibility of material desire? There is no possibility. The process is very simple. Manmana bhava bhakta, and all other things, they will come automatically. Actually, Krishna is supplying everything. The Krishna is supplying this grass. The animal will eat, and the animal will supply milk. He drinks the milk. So Krishna is supplying. Everything is being supplied by Krishna, actually. But because you do not know Krishna, do not love Krishna, cannot understand. But supply is being made by Krishna. Yogaksema vahaviham, even for the non-devotee. So what to speak of the devotee? It automatically comes. This is where. So the point is, there is no difficulty to become Krishna conscious, and the result is so big that mameva Щrīcaitanyacaritāmṛta. Yadgatyāna nivattante sadhāvam paramam. So, for such great benefit of life, if you simply think of Krishna and become a devotee, why shall I lose this opportunity? What is that intelligence? Therefore, unless one is a rascal, miscreant, lowest of the mankind, he cannot give up Krishna consciousness. It is not possible. Samāna duskita muha prabhadante nama. Unless he is rascal number one, rest of the mankind, full of sinful activities, he cannot avoid Krishna consciousness. This is the
You have given the analogy that when a person turns his back to the sun, he creates the shadow. And as he turns towards the sun, the shadow disappears.
That is the motto of our Krishna Sujja Sama. Godhead is right, Maya is the sun.
ЩrīlaPrabhupāda, does Krishna punish people who do not serve him fully, or do the people punish themselves when they do not serve him fully?
By nature is acting by Krishna's indication. So, nature will punish you. As soon as you violate nature's law, you will be punished automatically. Suppose if you are not hungry, you have no appetite, but if you by force, if you eat, then it will increase the disease. Because you are violated. There is no appetite, still you are eating. So you must suffer. If you are infected some disease, so you must suffer from that disease. That nature's law is working. Krishna hasn't got to take any direct action. Nature, Maya, is there. As soon as you violate the laws of Krishna, you will be punished. Automatically. You cannot avoid it. Cannot avoid. Those who are trying to overcome the laws of nature, that is the so-called modern scientist endeavor, and that is foolishness, rascalness. They cannot. It is not possible. Just like we are here, we are given this planet to live, and there is this moon planet we can see. And these rascals try to go there so many ways. They refuse. So, you cannot. Live there. Go. It's practical. We see the moon planet is there. We have got machine, we can go, but you cannot go. This is law of nature. This is practically true. But they are so rascal fools, they are going to another place. They do not think with one planet we have already failed. They are called Punak Chadvita Charvara. Chewing the chewed. They are being baffled every step. And still they are trying to overcome the laws of nature. This is their foolishness. Naradha. Maya Bhulitagya. Maya is so strong upon them that their so-called scientific knowledge is useless. In 1958, when I wrote that book, Easy Journey to Other Planets, I wrote in that book, those who have read it, that this moon planet excursion is simply childish and waste of time. And actually it has proved. So I was not a scientist, neither I am a scientist. How did I say? I said, on the strength of the version in the Vedic literature, that it is not possible. You cannot. We are conditioned. We are conditioned to remain in a certain condition, certain atmosphere. We cannot surpass that. That's why we are animals of the land. We cannot go to the water. And the aquatic species, they are animals of the water. They cannot live on the land. Why these rascals are trying to overcome the laws of nature? How foolish rascals they are, just imagine. Any child can understand. But these rascals cannot understand. Their challenge is that we are trying to overcome the laws. Is it not? That is their challenge. Therefore they are rascals. Naradhava. Maya Purisabhyana. They are attempting in something which they cannot perform. Therefore they are rascals. Mura. The better to become more and more mura, better take to Krishna consciousness. Manvana BhagavadgītāAsItIs. That will make your life safe. Why should you imitate these rascals? What is your saying? What do you say? You say they are rascals. What do you say?
They are all rascals.
That's right. Anyone protest against this? He will be another rascal. Don't try to overcome the laws of nature. That is not possible. You have been given this land, this planet, live here. Grow your food, chant Hare Krishna and live peacefully. Why should you go to the moon planet? But there is process. If you want to go, there is process. Not this that by force I can go there by machine. That is not. That is not. That is foolishness. Just like I am Indian, if I want to come to France, I must take visa, I must passport and so on, so on. By force, I want to enter. No. So, we have got experience that by force we cannot do anything. You must be competent to go anywhere, provided you qualify yourself. Janti deva bhuta deva antidrin janti. You can go. But not in that way. Because you have got a teeny machine, you can go. That's not. It's useless. It's not possible.
If someone forces his mind, Srila Prabhupada, to think of Krishna...
That is foolishness. One who is controlled by his mind, that is more foolishness.
But if he forces his mind...
That's all force or not force. The one who is controlled by the mind, he is a rascal. He is a rascal. Manorathena sato dhavato bahi. Rama bhaktasya kuto mahadaguna. Manorathena sato. They are driven by the chariot of mind. Useless. No utility. No benefit. But all these rascal scientists, philosophers, they are going on the chariot of the mind. I think, in my opinion, Manorathena, on the mental platform. So they are all bullies. They have no value. Mental concoction. Useless.
That means that our attraction for Krishna must be spontaneous?
Huh?
Our attraction
It is
cannot
not
be by force?
spontaneous. You want to love somebody, but the love is misplaced, therefore you are baffled. You place it to Krishna in there. Love is there. That is not a new thing. But you are misplacing it. That information we are giving. That don't misplace your love. Place your love to Krishna in there.
So we can bring the mind under the control of Krishna?
Yes. One who is under the control of Krishna is no more under control of the mind. Samai manak Krishna padaravinda. Mind is being controlled. So mind cannot dictate. Those who are not under control of Krishna, the mind dictates. He is under the control of the mind, or senses. That's all. So, point is that be fixed up in Krishna consciousness. Don't disturb yourself by the material environment or enchantment. Be fixed up. Chant Hare Krishna. Always fixed up. Your mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. So far, the necessities of life concerned, that will come automatically. It will never be in trouble. Go on with this business. Thank you.